Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lights Out League Racing, Season 27, Race 9. We're at 9 already, unbelievable. And we're here in Suzuka in Japan. Japan's known for many things. You think of the standard sushi and sumo, but it's much more than that. They know they've got over 5 million vending machines. They live out of vending machines. Crazy. Known for wacky foods like eel ice cream and green tea Kit Kats. They're famous for having KFC at Christmas, a nice little meal on Christmas Eve before the main one. And they're known for three-legged women called Irene. Jokes aside, we are back, and unfortunately we've only got 10 this week, but it's a bit of a crazy week with weather and holidays and exams and all that jazz. So it just means there's big points on offer. Sun's out. It looks like it's that hot. I saw a chicken laying omelette. But who knows what it's going to be like in the race. I'm sure some drivers will let us know what's going on. Suzuka's known for a little bit of rain, but we've got some scorching sunshine as we are. And 10 drivers, big points on offer. We got some big hitters out this week. We're missing people like Amadi, the league leader, and Callum and Caps Lock, and Knox Ox. And it does mean there's big opportunities for big points and a podium. Can anyone get their first podium of the season? What we'll do is we'll watch Theo do his first hot lap of this qualifying session, and he has the honour as we jump on board as the DRS opens, as we go down to turn 1, a high speed corner where you've got to position yourself carefully going into turn 2. It is an overtaking opportunity, but not the best one on the circuit. As we come, a little shake on the curbs as we come to the S curves, but there's no real reference points as each corner has a different camber and elevation. So you've got to take it as he comes, as we go to turn 7 of Dunlop, where you can pick up speed going uphill. As we come up to turns 8 and 9 of the Degners, where you need precision. You might see last minute braking overtake coming to the second Desma here. Foot down as we go around the kink of turn 10 to the hairpin, which is a tight corner with interesting camber, where it's going to be an overtaking opportunity. You've got two different lines as Theo goes a little bit off there. Would have lost a few tenths coming round to turn 13 and 14 of Spoon. You've got a blind first corner, and it's going to be quick here, easy to invalidate if you go too wide, and then it's foot down, jumping someone's slipstream. You can't overtake here, it's going as far left as possible, starts cutting the grass for us. Thank you very much. As we come to 130R, it's a fearsome corner, pushing the limits flat out, coming to the corners of turn 16 and 17 of the casino chicane, where apparently Theo's cheated on his time trial and gained an advantage. He's come round the final corner and comes with a 128.3, which I heard is beatable. There's one or two that would potentially think that they can beat that. As we'll jump on with, is that Lennon there? So we'll jump on Cat next, who's going to be next one set of time. As cars just absolutely spazzed everywhere, and I think the servers on this game now have just given up. I don't think anyone's... Cat's internet's not normally this bad, but it looks like it's jumping everywhere as he comes around the casino chicane. He's taken the bollard with him and jumps into the pit, so he's had a bit of a mare. Who've we got coming round next? It's Terry's. Goes provisional P3 with 29.4. Next up, Mr. Geezer, who's fancied a podium today, giving his teammate a slipstream as well. Geezer provisional P3 with 29.2. And Katamise has left the session. His internet is buggering, so I'm going to have to re-invite him in a second. As Mr. Jack Daniels goes 28.8, so half a second behind his teammate. So we'll keep an eye on Rowley, who's reserving for Callum today. Goes up to P6 of 29.4. yeah, Lennon's ahead, so we'll just keep an eye on Lennon, who is the point carrier this week for Alpine. Let's see if we can get Katamis back in. Last time this happened, his computer broken. Lennon's not on a hot lap, so I think he's messed up here. So we'll keep an eye on Portuguese, who's potentially one of the favourites for pole to challenge Theo. Portuguese on an absolute vein of form at the moment in several leagues that he's in. Katamis getting huge frame drops and sound is effed. But as Lennon does put a time on the board, it's not enough. Fastest second sector as he comes around the chicane, around the final corner. Portuguese on provisional pole with 27.9, so the first one into the 27s. I think high 27s is the time. Marty's doing a run on medium, saving himself a set of softs for the race. Unless it's a safety car, it's not really the best tyre to use, as Marty stays P5 for now with 29.2. So doing some good time on those tyres. Lennon did himself a warm-up lap and is going around on a second hot lap. Currently 2 seconds up, so I think he's lost plenty of time in this middle sector. As he comes around Spoon. Japan's also famous for slurping noodles. It's considered polite and lets your host know that you're enjoying your meal. Or loss of back end. So when your missus is slurping come out of your belly button, it means she's enjoying it. As Lennon stays P9 with 29.2, so he did lose a bit of time. Rowley 10th up, which at the moment will keep him P7, but we'll see what time he can find coming around the second sector as he's coming round Spoon. Theo's on his way out again for another, and his teammate both coming out for another lap as he gets a little bit of slip off the Aston. Katamis is back in, thankfully. Let's hope he's got better connection this time. Jumps over the chicane, round the final corner. Can Rowley improve? P3, provisional P3, 28.7. So still a good 8 tenths off provisional pole, but it's a good time. Lennon's not on one, so I'll jump on with Theo again. See if he can improve. He needs to find 4 tenths. This track's owned by Honda, I'm sure you'll know. And first operational as a test track for the car company in 1962, just slightly up on his time. Loses back end coming out the second Degner. That would have cost him. Made his first appearance on the F1 calendar in 1987. It's the only track on the calendar with a crossover. The track does a number 8. The actual original drawings saw it pass over and under the track 3 times. Which that'd be an interesting track. You love that. Oh, you have Abu Dhabi. He gets a slipstream off the Alpine, coming down to 130R. Set the fastest second sector. Comes the Casino. Foot down, hugs that inside line. Minimal distance, crosses the line and goes provisional pole, 27.8. So gets that extra time that he needed to find. He's just starting his hot lap. Terry, so they're all in a bit of a queue. We'll stay on Jack Daniels, who's ahead. Martin's on an out lap. Yep, so we'll stay with Jack Daniels, who's just over a 10th up. He's eyeing a good finish today as well. This time we'll get him up to provisional P3. He needs to find plenty more time to match Theo in Portuguese. They're currently in a league of their own. As Jax comes round. Spoon will get a nice toe off. All goes a little bit wide. That would have cost him a couple of tenths. Marty staying well out of the way. He's got Terry's coming behind him as well, so Terry's will have a bit of slipstream off Jax Daniels as he comes round Casino. Scores, I think Inter Milan went 1-0 up really early. P3 for Jax Daniels. Terry's goes up to P6 at 28.9 as Marty starts his lap. Big Raki says P5 for now with a 28.8. He's a jump straight in the pit, so that's him done. Katamise with his first flying lap. It looks like he's back with us. And that's good, considering we've got half numbers today. We need all the tyres on track that we could get. I'll have no one to talk to. Got Lennon watching. Hello Lennon, nice to you watch again. There's 6 minutes left to quali, so everyone will have another run in them. Another run on softs. Katamise crosses the line. And provisional P3 for Katamise, 28.6. Great first lap for him. Let's see what Marty's doing then. He's on a flyer. His first run on the soft tyres. 4 tenths up, which will get him to currently P6. But he'll find some more time. He loves Suzuka. How much does he love it? Yeah, baby! He loves it. He's up to P3, the 28.6, so he's best of the rest for now. Just a couple of hundredths ahead of Katamise. Great lap. Lennon, 6. He's not 6 seconds up. The game's lying. We'll have a look. So he's 6.5 tenths up though. Pushing the limits. That will get him to still just behind Keyser, so he'll stay where he is. But I think he's got more time in there in his engine. This track has had plenty of action over the years. Most notably, the infamous collision between Prost and Senna in 1989. I'm at Casino. The unfortunate loss of Jules Bianchi in 2014, where he hit that recovery vehicle. Gone but not forgotten. And in 2005, Kimi Räikkönen had the greatest drive ever from P17 to win. And overtaking Fischer Keller on the final lap. And that was an absolute storm lap. And this was an absolute storm lap by Lennon. Gets 28.6. And it's tight for that P3 position. You love to see it. There's 3 tenths between P3 and P9, and I'm sure Keys has got more time in the bank. Wow. So all the drivers will be coming out now for their final run as Rowley starts his final flying lap. And we'll have a look in his Alpine as he comes round to turns 1 and 2. Hugs the inside of the line of turn 2, so gets a good line. Well, it's tricky, these S's. As mentioned in the first flying lap, they're all different cambers, so you can't take each one the same. You've got to treat each one with respect. As he comes out of Dunlop into the Degners, he's a tenth and a half up. Out the second Degner, goes, oh, he's invalidated. Unlucky marmite. Who's first? Looks like it's a Mercedes. So we'll see how Mr. Geezer does, who needs to find a lap. He needs to find something in his bag. The highest roll he will start is P7. Unless he's got more fuel in his car. It looks like he's gone into the pit, so I think that'll be him done. Geezer just setting himself, sorting out his ERS. And goes down to turn 1. DRS is open. Interplan 2-0. Wow. Away at Barca. I would have put Barca favourites. Into 2-0. Wow. Geezer comes around Dunlop, and Lennon has retired from the session, so that's him done. Highest he will start is P3. Quite disappointed, Lennon, actually. I think you can easily get nabbed there. I think your position's under threat. Okay. Unfortunate. Let's hope nobody manages to catch up to you. But I really think you're going to be under threat. Keys comes round Spoon. It gets a slip of his teammate, and look at that. You love to see it. I love to see when team plays together. That would have helped Keys loads. He comes around the 130R. He's got the fastest second sector. Comes round Casino. Let's see if Keys can get for a fight for P3. Comes round the final corner, hugs that inside line. And up to P8, 128.8. That would have helped though. Great team play. Big Racky's down on his time. But he's not. He's up to P3. 28.4 for Racky. The game lied to him. And I absolutely love it when the game lies to you. Rowley's not going to improve. So he's got a high start of P8. Oh, you love it. You love it. Jackson's got a bit of a... Jackson's diving in, so he's not going to improve. Straight into the pits for him. He's messed up on his lap, so highest he's going to be P7. Mr. Terry's... It says he's slightly down in his time, but the game lies to you. Oh, lied to me. It makes me wetter than a smoke kipper. Comes around the final corner, hugs that inside line. And it's P10 for Terry's, 128.9. He'll be watching from the back. As Katami's slightly up. The one he needs to beat is, I reckon, Big Racky. Can he do it? Crosses the line. And he doesn't. P6. Next up, Marty, who's just under a tenth up. He needs to get into the 28.4s. And he goes in, so he's not going to start any higher than P5. Portuguese beast fighting for pole. Can he do it? He's at provisional pole, 28.7.5. Absolutely fantastic, and I reckon he would have got help from Keys there. Storming team play. And Portuguese is currently the cherry on top of the Knickerbocker glory. What can Theo do? Comes over the chicane, round the final corner. It's all down to him. And he does it. 27.574. Woo! 14 thousandths. No, 12. 12. My maths is shite. 12,000. Oh my God. Tight. Tighter than a nun's vagina there. And what a finish to qualifying. 2-1 to enter now. Barca's got a goal back. And here's your grid for the race. Theo takes pole with a 27.574 and 0.012 behind his Portuguese on the front row. Big Racky P3 on row 2, joined by Lennon. Marty P5, Katami 6, Rowley 7, Jax Daniels P8, Keys P9, and Terry's rounding off the top 10. And I think we're going to have a race in our hands. I think it's going to be tight all across the field. Lennon hopes they do a Senna and Prost on turn 1, and I think the rest of the grid will want that. It looks like it's a sunny start to the race. And like I said in quali, Japan's known for quite a little rain, so we're not getting any today. Drivers will be sorting out their setups, sorting out their tyre strategy. It's a high deg track. It's a medium to high downforce setup. The cars will be 60% throttle, 60 to 66%, sorry, depending on how they drive, and they've got to cope with the high cornering speeds and needing the extra oomph down the straights, which some drivers got with the help of their teammates. But this track is hard on the tyres, with it being hot weather as well. It's generally an abrasive surface. You've got those high lateral forces through sector 1 around those centre S's. It's not even the centre S's, it's the S curves I get mixed up with. Brazil and those heavy traction zones, especially going around Dunlop and the Dagners and round Spoon. It's going to be an interesting race. I'm looking forward to this one. Even though we've got 10 on track, it's going to be hot, hot, hot. I used it yesterday. It's going to be hotter than 3 fat bitches in a Fiat 500 fighting over a chicken nugget. You love to see it. That car will be rocking like fuck. As we're timing in now, drivers will be going round for their formation lap. And Theo will lead us round, and let's have a look at who's doing what. So Katami's starting on the softs. He normally does it, and I think he's a bit crazy to do it today. The tyre deg will be mental. There's 3 drivers doing the alternate strategy, starting on the hards with Portuguese, Marty and Giza. And every other driver starting on the mediums. So what Theo will be trying to do is pull away early. Raki and Lennon try and make an early move on Portuguese. And I want to stick with Theo and Portuguese as much as possible. It's a 5.8 kilometre clockwise circuit where it does come back on itself. As mentioned before, being a number 8, is 18 corners, 10 to the right and 8 to the left with the 1 DRS zone down the start finish straight. Cars will be reaching up to 328 kilometres an hour. Woo! With the safety car probability 67%, BSE 50%. It is a one-stop strategy, as Amazon tells us, mediums to hards. But I think I would probably go hards to mediums, get that faster second stint. You only want the one stop with a 22.7 second pit lane loss. And Theo leads us round the second through the final part of the second sector, with Portuguese joining him on the front row. You can see the drivers just putting plenty of heat into their tyres. Big Recce be pleased with his P3 starting position. Let's see if he can emulate that in the race. Lennon will join him on the front row. Got a P3 last week, even through penalties and stewards findings, but podium nonetheless. Marty P5 on those hard. Katamis will try and jump off from on those soft tyres. Rowley P7, Jax Daniels P8, Giza P9, and Terry's will be watching from the back, trying to work his way through the order. It's a 277 metre run down to from pole to turn 1 braking zone, so it's not a massive run. Portuguese was invalidated. It's 3, 4, 5. It's lights out and away we go. It seems like a slow start for 1 or 2. As Portuguese has had a really poor start on the line, has dropped down to P4. Lennon on the inside of Big Raki, but Raki goes wide. Oh, that could have gone couldn't have gone well for him, but Katamis goes off track and into the gravel. Has held up Jax Daniels behind him. But a really poor start there, and for Kiza as well. Mercedes just having a really bad start, as I think it's just someone's just gone off track. That was Jax Daniels. But everyone has made it through. No Senna Prost, unfortunately. As Theo's managed to stay ahead. Lennon up to P2 now. Big Raki stays P3, so good start from Lennon. As everyone settles in, it is 27 laps. As what's happened to Kiza? Oh, he's still there. I didn't see his car. I'm blind. Get me a piano and some sunglasses. I'm blind. So Kiza will be looking. He's on a different strategy, so he won't get too discouraged. If he can stick in the DRS, he'll have a good, be in a good position for the second stint. So Theo's still within DRS. Lennon's managed to stay with him. It doesn't actually start until the next lap. So, already Lennon, already first lap, and he's got track limits. Oh my God, that's not going to help him. I haven't mentioned actually. We're getting bonus points this week. It was called a mystery track, so drivers didn't know which circuit it was going to be until an hour before the race itself. But drivers will also get 3 bonus points for getting no track limit penalties, which Leonard has already excluded himself from, and he's already falling out of that DRS from Theo. So Theo will have a bit of open air and a bit of breathing space. There's Big Raki and Portuguese all over the back of Lennon. Lennon's struggling in this early phase. Marty just fell slightly out of that DRS. Want to try and get back in, as he's got Rowley, Katamis, Jax Daniels, who's looking at the inside of Katamis. Left plenty of space by Katamis. Great move from Jax Daniels. Just a little slight touch for Katamis, but great move. And very good, respectful driving from both of them. Katamis' tyres will wear thin quite quickly, so we'll see how long he can go on these. I suspect he'll be doing a soft to hards, as Terry's will be looking to make an early move. Case Geezer just dropped back slightly. We'll need his tyres to warm up as soon as possible. And Raki looking on the inside of Casino. He'll wait now and make the move down with the DRS down the start finish, all on the back of Lennon's car. And Portuguese will be looking to make a move as well, as he's following in the slipstream of Lennon, who's defending the inside. Portuguese goes on the inside and makes a double move. As Lennon defends, Raki goes wide and lets Raki through, as I think he just stumbled a bit. As Marty and Rowley side by side through the S's. It's brave driving from these pair. Left plenty of room, and Rowley's P5. Very good driving from those pair. I've seen many an accident through that stage, but it has brought everyone back in play. There's no one's brave enough to make the move as yet. The Portuguese up to P2. Raki's staying with him. Lennon needs to stay with him as he locks up, and his teammate has to swerve out of the way, which opens the door for Marty. But slots him good traction from Rowley out of the hairpin. Marty has to stop behind him again. He's on a different tyre strategy. And Portuguese is looking to close in. 2.5 seconds behind Theo. Has dropped Big Raki out of DRS, who's got out of DRS from Lennon behind him as well. As Terry makes a move coming out of Spoon on Katamis. Good overtake there from Terry's. Got himself up to P8. And all the while battling, Kiza will be looking to close in. Will anyone be close enough to make a move? It looks like Portuguese setting the fastest lap, so he's gained a second already on those hard tyres. As what's happened to Theo has dropped a couple of places. I don't know what's happened to Theo here. Has just bunched up the cars behind him. Had a bit of a wiggle. I do not know what's happened with Theo there, because I don't think the cars behind him weren't close enough. I'll have to ask him afterwards. I'm not sure what's going on there, but Portuguese now in the lead of the race with Big Raki P2. They've got DRS distance behind them with Theo, who's got Lennon, Rowley, Jax and Marty with them. Terry's and Katamis still battling for P8 for now. Who knows? I don't know what's going on. I'm unsure. There was a big wiggle in his car, so I have no idea. The cars weren't near him, so I'll have to ask him. As Theo wasn't really happy pulling away in the front, maybe wanted to do a bit of battling and overtaking, and that's the only thing I can think of. As he's closing in on Big Raki, Portuguese has got a 1.5 second gap. So we'll have a look as Rowley, side by side with his teammate through Casino, managed to slip behind. He's got Jax Daniels overtaken on the outside as Rowley lets a couple of cars through. Maybe there's a bit of collision, I don't know. There seems a lot of cars slowing down at the start-finish line. There's Marty on the inside of Jax Daniels. Brilliant move by Marty Style. Gets himself up to P5. And brilliant awareness there from Jax Daniels as well. But he's stuck behind Lennon. Lennon just seems to be struggling a little bit through this first sector. Theo's still behind Big Raki as Katamis has gone off the track through the S's. As Marty makes a move now on Lennon. Brilliant overtake before the Degners as he comes under the bridge. Marty up to P4 as Jax Daniels takes a look on Lennon, and on the inside of the hairpin we got a yellow flag. It looks like Katamis as Lennon retakes a position on Jax Daniels as he comes into Spoon. Terry's has joined the DRS train. That goes a little bit wide on Spoon. Let's hope he didn't get a track limits warning as Keys has joined the party as well. His tyres have come to him as Jax makes a move on Lennon. Let's go down to 130R. Great overtake. And we're seeing quite a lot of overtakes in places that you don't normally see them. Look at this pack. They're all huddled together. And what they'll need to be conscious of is not getting any penalties, because that will depict as Thea makes a move down to turn 1 on Big Raki with the aid of DRS. And Jack's doing the same on the outside this time, retaking position from Marty, returning the favour. As Keys just needs to stick with them, stay in the DRS. He is on an alternate strategy, of course, remember, so his second stint will be a lot stronger. He is back in as Terry goes a little bit wide through the S's. He's under threat from Keyser coming out of Dunlop. Will Keyser make a move? These pair always find each other on track. Oh, what's Terry's has gone off? Almost. Oh, I thought he was going to go straight into the wall. Looks like he forgot to turn his wheel. But Keyser now it's P8 and took advantage of Terry's mistake. Needs to get some good points from McLaren. Terry's managed to just settle himself again. Portuguese now 2.3 seconds ahead of Theo as Big Raki closing in on Theo. Big Raki having some storming pace this week. Had fantastic race last week, but he's carrying his form. And he's within DRS with Theo and should make an overtake with the DRS, go down to turn 1. On the inside, Theo doesn't really defend it, there's nothing he can do. His teammate further 4 seconds behind as Marty. Again, him and Jax Daniels jostling for position while with the two Alpines watching on. Terry's jumping in the pits, he's got a damaged wing. So it's a good thing he started on the mediums, but he'll have to do 20 laps on these hard tyres. And that probably is the reason why he went flying off. Portuguese just settled a little bit ahead. Just still 2.3 seconds of these two not falling away too much. Marty, the leader of this 4-car train. Keyser still needs to stick with it. Katamis I think he had a bit of a warm-up session prior to today's race, but found himself flying off. 2-2, 38 minutes gone. Barca 2 into 2. What a semi-final! Better than last night's, where Arsenal didn't give a shit by the looks of it. There's Theo now, keeping Big Racky honest, following down to 130R. We've got a 4-car train here for P4. And Lennon will be hoping for the drivers around him to get some track limits to make an even playing field for him. But he got them all in. He got them all in lap 1 as Theo makes the move, retakes P2. No one's quite. So Jax can't quite make the move this time. Everyone just stuck in this DRS train here as Katami's finally decides to pit. Keys are just staying with the pack, just keeping them in eyes distance. He's going to want to keep under that 2-second mark and try and close in, as he's gaining quite a few tenths here. As I think the cars here are held up, and he's had a storm in first sector. He gained about 4 or 5 tenths there as Terry's goes through and comes out ahead of Katami, so gets the undercut. Both going on those hard tyres to go to the end. Portuguese still slightly ahead. Big Racky's just fell out of DRS. He needs to push a bit more to try and catch up with Theo. The Alpines have just fell out of the battle for P4 for now. Marty in a strong position on the alternate strategy. Jack's half a second behind, all want to try and retake the position. And Jostle going down to turn 1. I suspect everyone will be pitting around lap 12 or 13 on these mediums. As Jack Daniels pushing, as Big Racky's dropping back now. He's pushed as much as possible, but I think he's... As Roller and Keezer, Rolly's going in, getting off early pit stop for him off those mediums as Jax retakes P4. Marty tries to defend the inside of turn 1 and 2. The side-by-side going through the S's. Oh, this is brave. This is brave. But Marty takes the position up to P4. Interesting as Rolly's coming out. Early pit stop for him. I don't think he's... did he have to change? I don't think he's actually changed his wing. As he's coming out. As Terry's is coming down the start-finish. Katami's behind, but Rolly will come out ahead. Everyone's made their pit stop out of these 3. Hard till the end. They might have had a damaged wing. Those pair had to change their wing, so potentially. So it's all settled a bit here now for the front 3. Oh, I'd love it if Big Racky gets himself a podium. Don't want to jinx it. Commentator's curse. But I'd love it. There's quite a few drivers in here that deserve one, that don't quite get the finish they want. But yeah, he's one of few that deserve it. Jack Daniels on the gearbox here, side by side with Marty going to Casino. Just slots in behind as Marty defends the inside of the first corner of the chicane. But Jax will be looking to make a quite easy overtake. On the run down to turn 1, jumps into that slipstream. And makes that easy. Take up to P4. Keezer's now, his tyres have come alive. He's up to P7 and he's caught up to Lennon. He's actually caught up to this battle for P4. And he was just biding his time, head down. And he's in it. And they'll all be hoping for potential incidents for the front 3. Speaking to Lennon a few days ago about his podium, and even though he didn't attain it on track, he was there in it to win it and capitalise on a penalty to Theo and got himself that podium. And he needs some points on the board Alpine leading the way on 313 points. They've got a 31 point lead to Mercedes behind them, who will be looking to bag some big points today. McLaren in P3, who are further 20 points behind, and they'll be looking, Terry's be looking to bag some points. There's none of Red Bull drivers racing this week, with Amadi and Cygate missing. Aston Martin currently running in P5, but they're 18 points behind Red Bull, so we'll again be looking to jump them. This Constructors is all to play for. It's tight between this front five, as Marty and Jack side by side, and Marty gets P4 for now. Lennon Keyser not quite close enough to make a move, but Keyser is pushing Lennon round the S's. I don't think this is one of Lennon's strongest tracks. He's doing well so far, but he seems to struggle through this S-bends. And Keyser now just 2 tenths behind. Comes around the second Degner. And just dropping out of that DRS from the guys ahead. Rowley further 20 seconds, and Lennon gets himself another track limits. And he's gone off the track, actually. He's gone wide on the hairpin. I think from a loss of traction. Or he didn't brake enough, but that's Keyser's capitalised and got himself up to P6. And we'll look to close in on that battle for P4. On the same strategy as Marty, so he'll be the one that he's kind of closest to racing for now. We're on lap 11 out of 27. Portuguese just in his race of his own. He's storming his way through. He's got a 4-second gap to Theo. He's decided to pit early and potentially look at doing an undercut. As Big Racky gets up to P2. And Lennon jumping in as well, getting off those medium tyres. Maybe they are just a bit, the tyre dagger's gone a bit hard. Marty's over 3 seconds behind. Big Racky up to P3 now. He's still got Jax for company as Theo comes out in P6. Can Lennon come out ahead of his teammate? It looks like it's going to be tight, but he's going to want to do so and try and build a gap. He does. He's out in P7, but he does have 6 seconds of penalties, and that will not help him with the cars behind. So stays ahead. It'll be interesting to see when the other guys pit or where they come out. So Theo, first of the front runners to pit. P6. So I would suspect the Big Racky will try and pit this next lap. As he's coming round Spoon. He doesn't want to get undercut too much. It's quite interesting in regards to as the Portuguese goes round. He'll probably pit in the next couple of laps. We've got a yellow flag and it's Katamis. He's just gone off wide on the second Degner, but it's carried on going. Big Racky's going around another lap as well. Jackson Marty going round 2, so it's an early pit stop for Theo, which will mean that it'll be a struggle for him near the end as Jack Daniels goes through up to P3. Makes the move on Marty as Katamis gets himself a track limits as he goes wide coming out of Spoon. He's a further couple of seconds behind, but he's just plodding round. It'll all come to him in the second stint, as I've said. Theo not closing in too quickly, buzzing around the 8-second mark currently, so Alpine boys holding hands through the S's. Yeah, so it's all to play for Portuguese this week. All the drivers around him currently aren't racing this week, so he's going to look at capitalising and bagging as many points as possible in his challenge for the championship. Armadi's currently leading the way on 236. He's got a 58-point gap to Callum behind, who's not racing. Portuguese is in P3, so he's got a 60-point gap. He could easily over halve that even close it so he's about 20 points behind if he keeps it clean, which will make an interesting final few races of the season. Caps Lock is P4. He's not racing either, so Lennon and Theo and Terry's and Jax and Keezer could all look to jump and make some positions as Big Racky and Jax both pit now, which promotes Marty and Keezer up to P2 and P3 respectively. So Big Racky and Jax, look how... Ooh, I think Big Racky lost plenty of time as Lennon comes around the final corner. The Big Racky and Jax will come out ahead. So podium positions all to play for. I think Big Racky lost plenty of time as Jax could see him. It'd be interesting to see how these hard runners pit. We'll probably see them next, this either end of this lap or next. And then we'll see how the cookie crumbles. As we've got another yellow flag and it's Katamise has gone off on the S's. With no cars around, he's struggling. You can see all the gravel on the side of his side pods. And then it brushes away because of how this game works. As Portuguese carries on round. Will Marty follow Portuguese's strategy? Or will he go early? I would go on as long as possible on these tyres if it was me. Marty's pitting. What will Keezer do? Keezer's carrying on, so he's following his teammate's strategy. Theo goes round and we'll go up to P3. So it'd be interesting to see what Big Racky does and how he comes out in regards to Marty. Marty's coming out of his pit box. Big Racky will go on through. Jax Daniels, it's him and Marty is side by side. As Marty comes out, Jax Daniels will go ahead, so he's undercut him. But it will be a quicker second stint for Marty as Rowley makes a move on Lennon up to P7. Alpine boys switching position on this lap. Both on a similar strategy. Rowley had to pit a little bit earlier. As Terry's will look to... He pit really early. The first one to pit and had to change his wing. So he'll be just looking to nurse in his tyres for now. And push near the end. Portuguese coming round 130R. Will he pit this time? He's got a good, comfortable lead. But Theo is pushing on those hards. And I think he'll have to pit. Oh, is he going to do hards to softs? That'll be quite interesting to see. As Keys is coming down 130R. Theo is closing in on him. And he will not want to give Theo any extra time with the DRS. Will he pit now? He does. So the first of Mercedes to pit. Oh, Keezer, no! Oh, Keezer. Oh, what a mistake. Italian hand gestures. Theo gets up to P2. Big Racky will go up to P3, and he's actually pulling away from Jax Daniels. He's gained, I think, almost a second, I think. About 7/10, half a second, 7/10. As Jax Daniels has got Marty for company, and Marty's on those fresh mediums. Keezer's come out ahead in P6 of Rowley, and he'll be absolutely gutted about that penalty. And will just need to put his foot down and try and build a gap with the guys behind. I think if he puts his foot down, worst case scenario, he'll be hoping for Rowley to get a track limits penalty. We're looking to gain an advantage. He's pulled a bit of a gap already on Rowley. And yeah, he's gaining a couple of tenths out of each corner. As Portuguese goes on to the mediums. It'll be tight with Theo coming round the final corner. The final chicane, actually. No, he's got plenty of time. He's chilling, Portuguese. He's having a blast as Theo comes down the final corner. You'll see him coming out of the pits. Yeah, it's actually quite tight. As Portuguese will come out. Will Theo have enough light? Oh no, he's had to pull out. Otherwise it could have been carnage. Oh snap! Oh snap! As Marty gets provisional fastest lap and takes P4. Lennon gets past his teammate and goes up to P7. As Rowley goes into the pits. A yellow flag for the Academy's coming out of Spoon again. So Rowley going on some fresh tyres. Does he need a wing change? He doesn't, so he's just getting off those hards. And those hard tyres are probably not doing well for him. And we'll put a bit of breathing space for Keyser. And we'll come out ahead of Katamis into P9. So the front two, it's a fight for P1. Portuguese on those fresh medium compound tyres with 10 laps to go. Theo pit a little bit early. Big Raki 11 seconds behind, 11.5 seconds behind. And we'll have to just keep an eye on how the distance between him and P4 and 5. And if those guys are clever, they'll work together and use a bit of DRS and slipstreaming to try and pull himself closer to Big Raki. It's closing in. So only 3.2 seconds now. Big Raki will be pushing, keeping an eye on his mirrors. As Jack's pushing. Oh, goes a little bit deep. Almost collided with Marty, and that will not help his chances of overtaking on this lap. As Marty gets another fastest lap. This lad's pushing. He loves the fastest lap him as well. Missed the fastest lap. As Jax is now closed in on that DRS. And if these two are battling, that Big Raki will be rubbing his hands as Katamis has gone wide again, coming out of Spoon. He's probably best to just take it slow through that corner. As Portuguese has already built a gap between him and Theo. It's just showing the dominance that he's got on this race and his challenge for the championship. I think Theo would have been there. He's a really quick driver. He's currently in P6 and will probably move himself up a couple of positions. But he's won a couple of races this season as well in Hungary and Belgium. But he's had a couple of DNFs as well, which has just hampered his challenge. I think he would have been there. And he's just slightly falling back now, but he's got a good comfort gap between him and Big Raki. As Portuguese now takes that fastest lap off Marty. He'll be shaking his damn fist. Provisional 30.7. Let's see if Marty can eclipse that. And he's closing about a 10th on Raki, so he's not closing in that quickly, and he doesn't, so I think Portuguese may have taken it. But Jax is keeping him honest. It looks like it's a battle for P4 for now. Keyser has dropped Lennon and is going to try and push now and close on the two ahead of him. 4.5 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that and see if he can close the gap with 8 laps to go. As Rowley takes fastest lap with a 30.2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. As Keys goes a little bit wide. Well, Raki not keeping with the front two, so he'll be watching his mirrors, making sure he makes no mistakes. It's a 4.2 second gap, so he's pulled a gap ahead of him as these two are battling, and he'll be keeping an eye on that delta. No silly mistakes from Raki, just take it nice and slow. Well, slow, not so they don't catch you. As Jack's just in the slipstream here with Marty. They're actually pulling away from Geezer. As they're side by sides going through the chicane. Jack's just slotting in behind for now. And is right on his gearbox. And they should make a move going down to turn 1 now. Goes on the outside. Marty defends the inside. He's still defending, but has to concede the position. It's a high-speed corner, and Jax makes the overtake. Great driving between those two. Yeah, Keyser's dropping back and also pulling advantage away to Lennon. Let's keep an eye on Terry's then. He's closing the gap on those older tyres to Lennon. The guys ahead of him do have penalties, so he just needs to stay within 10 seconds of Keyser, and he'll gain a couple of positions. Had a really good start to the season, Terry's got a couple of P4s and has just struggled mid-season to sustain that consistency. He's got himself quite a few top 10 finishes though, which is no mean feat. But he'll be looking to get himself an extra few places here, an advantage on penalties and points with those no track limits. Rolly pushing, Portuguese taking that back with a 29.5. He was saving everything for that. He'll be over to you, Rolly and Marty. And there's another yellow flag, and it's Katamis who's gone off on the S's, kept his car going though. We'll get some good points. Let's finish in P10. As Marty makes the overtake again on Jax Daniels down to turn 1. These two are side by side, in tow, in situ, for the whole of this race. They'll be absolutely loving this battle. And whoever finishes ahead in P4 will definitely deserve it. Portuguese now 4 seconds ahead of Theo. I think Theo's tyres will wear off as the race nears the end. Well, Big Racky isn't close enough to make the move. Staying very consistent as he's coming round to Spoon. And he'll be chuffed. Just no silly penalties. Jax Daniels, oh, great overtake. And the inside of Spoon. But Marty does a switchback, gets himself up back up to P4. And Theo gets himself a track limits. As Jax Daniels going down to 130, they're side by side. This is going to be an absolute interesting corner, side by side, and left plenty of room each other. Jax Daniels keeps P4. But Marty will have DRS going down to turn 1. But they're not keeping it until DRS. They're battling through the whole lap. As Marty goes back up to P4 with the aid of DRS, but wow. So track limits there for Theo, which definitely means that he will not have any challenge for the race win. He's got a good 10-second gap there also to Big Racky. So unless he gets some other stupid penalties, he should still be safe for P2. Terry's just teetering around that 4.4 second mark. Needs to get under that 3 second and stay within Geezer's penalty. I think Katamis is pit for soft tyres, so we're looking to get that fastest lap. Keep it on the track though, my mate, out the gravel. You're not a lawn chair. Currently ahead for now. Looking to lap Katamis. Marty potentially may get DRS as well off Katamis. As Katamis actually goes off the track, that's very respectful of Katamis, of allowing them through and seeing that they're battling. So Jax will have DRS down to turn 1. From lap 23 out of 27, he goes on the outside of turn 1 and makes the move stick here. Marty couldn't defend that one too well. Oh, a little bit of snap from Jax coming out the corner. So side by side. Oh, go off the track. But no, not too much damage there. As we've lost Katamis, we'll have to re-invite him for the rest of the race. So, yes, I think Jack's had a little snap coming out of turn 2, which opened the door for Marty, but then went wide out of turn 3. Both pretty much went off track, but no harm done. I don't think anyone will have any damage either. Just a little bit gravel on the tyres, but both are in the same predicament. Portuguese is coming around and starting. Lap 24. Theo's just closed the gap slightly. Or teetering around, but it does have that track limit, so won't be able to close in. I think Katamise is disconnected. I don't know if his computer's bust or something. We'll find out in a second. I'll keep you updated. Big Racky's now got a 5-second gap while these two are battling, so for each lap passes by, he's consolidating that podium, and it'll be his first podium for Lights Out League Racing. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm going to shut up for now. As Jax is currently ahead, but Marty. Right, let's keep coming around Dunlop. I think Terry's has just fell out of that 10-second gap now. And out of the penalty of Lennon, needs to try and close that in if he can, but he's on old hard tyres. He's been on these for 17 laps. Rowley just teetering around now. Just taken to finish the race. I don't think he'll catch up to Terry's. I'll try and re-invite Katamise again. As Portuguese starts lap 25. It's been quite comfortable. Had a bit of a slow start, lost a couple of positions with a really slow start off the line. But managed to make a double overtake down to turn 1. And from then got himself into quite comfortable position. Jumped on the pit stops with Theo pitting early. And well deserved. Martin Jack still battling. And this has been a fantastic battle for the whole race. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't let up. And both been very, very consistent. And they've got 3 laps including this one to make their final move. Kizagis are running P6. I think with the penalties, he needs 6 seconds on Lennon, which is teetering around that time. So as long as he gets no track limits himself, he'll stay in P6. So no damage done with the 10-second penalty then. And he's got a good over 12 seconds between Terry Reds for now. Rowley just comes around the hairpin. Bit of a lonely race now. It so tends to happen when you get half a grid. As I mentioned earlier, it's a combination of a lot of things. The weather's been absolutely scorching in the UK, so those that are in the UK probably have chose to have a beer or two. We've got people studying, so choosing to their education over. This is Marty, goes up to P4 for now on the penultimate lap. So he's not playing DRS chicken, and it's good to see. There's some that are away on holiday. Some that do have other things that take priority over league racing, of course. And also it's the end of game cycle. It's less than a month now till the game comes out. Oh no, it's about a month now, isn't it, till the game comes out, so one or two would have had enough of this one. As Jax pushes Marty around the hairpin. The tyres will probably be equal. Where now? As Portuguese comes around the chicane, to do his final lap. Come on, Raki. Just take it easy. Don't push it. There's no reason to. As we'll keep an eye on these two, who are the only ones battling on track. Everyone else is spread out with their different strategies. As they come round down the straight for the final time, did Marty saving off ERS in his bank. Marty screams on the outside of turn 1, and he's absolutely bombed it down. There's nothing Marty could have done there. Will he be able to fight back for the rest of the race? I think Jax has just saved up so much ERS, as his light is not flashing, but Marty's is. I think Marty's gone too much too soon, as Jax's light is just harvesting a little bit. Will Marty be close enough to make a move through the lap? Because he'll have to do it, as Jax is pushing. Both come around the second Desma. Portuguese on his way down to 130R. As Marty's still behind and pushing. Jackson's going to be looking in his rear views for the rest of the lap. As we go on to Portuguese, as he comes over the finish line to get another race win, 2 in a row. Congratulations to him. Theo getting P2. He'll be happy to join the race this week. As what happened to Big Raki? What's happened to Big Raki? Oh no, Big Raki. Oh no, Big Raki, what did you do? As Jax will come home for P3. As they're side by side, and Marty gets P4, Big Raki down to P5. Kiza comes home P6 with a penalty, but I think he'll be fine. Lennon with his penalties will come home P7. Oh, Big Raki, no! I think he lost it on Spoon. Oh my God. Which that gives the podium to Jax Daniels and gets his podium for first time for Lights Out League Racing. Oh, Raki. Oh, it's ready to give you a massive cheer. But big cheers to Jax Daniels. Oh, found out that missed the podium, but Portuguese takes the top step. I've just flummoxed. Portuguese takes the race win and the fastest lap as well, the 29.5. Theo gets the second step, and Jax Daniels with his first podium in Lights Out League Racing gets P3. Oh, Raki ran out of fuel. Oh, Raki, no. Oh, my guy. Oh, Marty takes P4. Raki will then take P5. I'm gutty for you, my mate. Kiza will take P6. Lennon will take P7. Terry's takes P8. Rolly P9. And Katamis will take the 10th position. We found out that Theo slowed down when he was leading because his wheel disconnected. There's a couple. Some could have beens there, but there is some. I feel so dejected for him. But that's it. That is it for Suzuka. I feel so dejected there. It was absolutely fantastic race. It was. But I feel for Theo and I feel for Raki. But that is it for race 9. Next week we are in Zandvoort for race 10. And it's going to be a difficult one for people to overtake. So it's going to be a very strategic call. And let me just double check. I think it's a mandatory tyre race as well. Oh, whoa. How did I not get prepared for this? It's a mandatory tyre race. It is all about strategy. And let's see you next week. My name's Alex. This is Lights Out League Racing. Peace out. Ah, wrong button.